Greetings again, friends. It's Cowboy Short here, and today we're going to read this book that, we had the author here in 2004, and I read this book. This was a Oklahoma Center of the Book Award winner, GRADY'S in the Silo, by Una Belle Townsend, and this took place in the great state of Oklahoma, in Yukon, Oklahoma, in 1949. Okay, so Bill rushed through the kitchen door. "Call the vet." His wife Eileen looked up. "Is it Grady?" "Yes," said Bill, as he reached for the telephone. "It's cold outside, and that stubborn wild cow is sick. We put her in the little feed shed between the barn and the silo, where she'll be warmer. I hope Doc can help her." Grady was one of Bill and Charlie Mock's big red Hereford cows on the Mock farm in Yukon, Oklahoma. She enjoyed grazing in the green grass in the summer and munching on hay in the winter. However, she wasn't feeling very good at the moment. In a little while, Bill hurried out to greet Doc as he drove up in his little black truck. "Doc, I hope you can help Grady. She's a good cow, and I'd like to see her well again," said Bill. Dr. Crump checked her over and told Bill that she'd soon be feeling better and decided to give her a shot. As soon as he did, Grady began looking for a way to leave. She had been cooped up in the shed long enough, and she wanted out now. Suddenly, Grady saw some light. She thought it led outdoors. She took a big, quick leap. She would be glad to be free from all the humans fussing about her, but she had a huge surprise awaiting her. Instead of being free and out in the pasture, Grady had jumped into a strange round building. She couldn't get out. She had jumped into the silo. Bill and Dr. Crump peered into the silo. "How did she get in there?" asked Bill. "I turned around for a second. She raced past me and was gone." See? She jumped into the silo. "I don't know how she did it," said the vet, shaking his head. "Why, that silo opening is no bigger than a newspaper page, and she must weigh about 1,200 pounds. How could she squeeze through there?" Now that she was inside the silo, Grady wanted out. She began mooing loudly as Bill and Doc stood nearby watching her. Finally, Dr. Crump walked toward his truck. "Bill, don't worry about her. She got herself in the silo. She'll just have to get herself out. Keep her comfortable and make sure she has plenty of food and water." Meanwhile, Grady paced inside the silo. She was mad, tired, and confused. She just wanted to be free in the pasture, yet she was stuck in this huge, tall, gray silo. How could she get out? That evening, Bill and Eileen still couldn't believe it. Grady continued mooing. "Oh, well," said Bill before going to bed. "Doc seems to think that Doc thinks that she'll get herself out tomorrow when she calms down." The next morning, though, Bill could still hear Grady bellowing. The vet called to see if she had squeezed out her way out yet. "No," said Bill. "In fact, she kept us up half the night with her bawling." How could they get her out, they wondered. Are you wondering too? Early that same morning, some of Bill's friends, neighbors, and a newspaper editor heard about Grady. The editor of the Yukon Sun told other editors, and soon people from all over Oklahoma, as well as all over the world, knew about the Hereford in the silo. People began calling Bill to offer advice on how to rescue Grady. Some people suggested taking strong ropes and lifting her out from the top of the silo. See? Others said that the silo should be taken down piece by piece to save the cow. Both of these suggestions meant that Grady might be hurt if something fell on her. Bill really liked his stubborn wild cow, and his silo was needed on the farm. He didn't want either one harmed or destroyed. What could Bill do? Bill received many ideas in letters and telegrams. Looks like he got a bunch. He was told to get a helicopter and lift Grady out. Someone said to tunnel underneath the silo and drag her out. Both ideas seemed dangerous. Then Bill was told to fill the silo with water and float Grady to the top. How would she get down from the ground? Get down to the ground from the top of the silo, everyone wondered. By the fourth day, Bill had received 770 telegrams from 45 states. People in Canada, Mexico, France, and Germany had contacted him too. Before long, thousands of letters from around the world poured in, and the phone calls were endless. The family couldn't get any sleep. The Yukon Sun's editor and the mayor were also flooded with phone calls. Anyone who couldn't talk to Bill called these men and attempted to tell them how to rescue Grady. Meanwhile, Grady was tired. She had roamed around in circles, munched hay, and drank water. She had tried to tell Bill that she wanted out, but she was still stuck in the silo. It had been 4 long, miserable days for her, too. Then a farm editor from the Denver Post, Ralph Partridge, called Bill. He said he wanted to fly to Yukon to get Grady out of the silo, and he knew just how to do it. When Ralph arrived, he immediately began preparing to rescue Grady. Bill, I think that if Dr. Crump sedates her, we can rub a big bucket of grease on her, and we can slip her out of that tiny opening, he said. And that's just what happened. Early on the 5th morning, around 300 people showed up to see Grady. They watched as Bill, his brother Charlie, and some friends and neighbors tried to get Grady out of her prison. Some men were in the silo pushing on Grady, who had been sedated and greased. Other men were outside the silo struggling to pull her out. All they had to do was push and pull. Push, push, push. See her they made a ramp for her. Pull, 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 pop! Suddenly, Grady popped out. She was free. She had spent 5 days in a dark prison, and now she could see the sun, the pasture, and oh, what a beautiful morning it was. What a beautiful day in Yukon, Oklahoma. There's Grady. You know what was really neat about that story was whenever we had the author, we had a man bring a picture, and it showed Grady in the bottom of the silo, and that was really, really cool. So I hope you have a great day. It's Cowboy Short here, and I hope you keep on keeping on. I'll read some more tomorrow. See ya.